Hey guys, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the Round 9 preview. We take on Hawthorn in Tasmania, UTAS Stadium to be exact, in Launceston, 1:45 Saturday. It's 16th versus 14th. It's got a lot of stakes in this game. It's a high stakes game. It's important. We need to get the 4 points. We did beat North Melbourne, but Hawthorn also have come off a very impressive win. They took down the Doggies by 7 points, and we know what the Dogs did to us. So, initial thoughts: Hawthorn are just one of those teams that when they're on, they're very good, and when they're off, they're very bad. It's as simple as that. Pretty bipolar like us, I suppose. They've won 2 of their last 5. 2 of their last 3, though, but 2 of their last 5 overall. We have won 2 of our last 5 with a gap of 3 consecutive losses in between. The win against Richmond by 7 points, which wasn't great, and then the win against North on the weekend by 38 points. So it's a game that will be hard to tip, I reckon, for some people, because notoriously Hawthorn have been pretty good in Tasmania. So that's what makes me a little bit anxious about the game, is the fact that it's on neutral, or not even neutral ground. They play there more than us. There'll be a fair few Sainers out there. We've always got a good representation in Tasmania. And last year we played them twice. They beat us, came from behind and beat us. The second time we kicked 9 goals in the first term and took them to the cleaners. So it's going to be a very interesting game. There's, if we win this, we go 4-5, the season's back on. But they've got some weapons and they've got players in form. It's fair to say. Dylan Moore has been pretty good. Carl Amon, Lloyd Meek in the ruck, Warple, Impey. Obviously, they've got Jack Ginnivan, who hasn't really hit the ground running, but he's still a dangerous player. So it's good timing to have players like Jimmy Webster come back. And speaking of players to return, the teams is going to be very interesting tomorrow night. The good news is that Hunter Clark is fine. There was a bit of an issue there with his left knee on the weekend in Sandy's win against North Melbourne. But he's pulled up fine. So he's literally a test for this weekend. So if he gets through training, there's every chance Liam Henry is guaranteed apparently. Ross Lyon said that on AFL 360 the other night, that he's definitely going to play. He's not going through the VFL. He's coming straight in. And I think it's a great game for him to come into. Big ground at UTAS. And we'll need all the leg speed we can get against the Hawks, who do like to play pretty aggressive football. And then the other one's Paddy Dow. So Paddy Dow, Liam Henry, Hunter Clark, all potential ins this week. And Brad Crouch a couple of weeks away with Dan Butler as well. And obviously Jack Higgins still suspended. So we're getting troops back. We're getting pretty close to full strength. We are at a point where in these types of games, I don't feel there's an excuse. We'll have the full pretty much week to prepare. I think we'll fly up Friday. And we're playing a team that's 16th. So although they did come off a very good win against the Dogs, it was 7 points. We get upsets every now and then. Sometimes you win one, you're in one and you get the 4 points, and then sometimes you're part of, the losing side of an upset. They got, they played well. They deserved to win. I watched the game. I think they're just the type of team that if we let them get a bit of confidence, that maybe they come out of the blocks. They're pretty hard to stop. So, and the Dogs found that when they got going. Hawthorn, they were hard to stop and they score quickly. So they've never really had an issue with scoring. They obviously have an issue with conceding, because they do concede big scores, especially when they lose. And they've conceded 118 to Sydney, even 91 to the Dogs, 109 to the Suns. They did get agonisingly close to beating Collingwood, but they're a team we should be beating. It's as simple as that, really. They've got some good youth and some senior players in good form, like I've mentioned, but we're getting players reaching form at the right time. Jack Steele did a good job on LDU, but he's overall had a very good season. He's our number 1 ranked player between both teams, by the way. Rowan Marshall had a very good game, and I think with Jack Hayes back, he's just going to get better and have that freedom to roam forward and hopefully impact the scoreboard. He's done that against Hawthorn a few times. Jack Sinclair, full-time mid this week, I'd love to see. I think last week he was 70-something% CBAs, so I'd love to keep that and even increase it. The Saiwangan in Malira, and Riley Bonner off halfback are going to be critical against the Hawks, and obviously Brad Hill, Liam Henry coming in. That outside run is going to be massive, and I dare say, I say it every week, but I dare say this is the week, Max King, mate. Let's get it done, mate. Let's get it done. To everyone saying he's going to be dropped, he should be dropped, it's never going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. He's not going to go to the VFL and kick 8 goals against a non-defender and then, get a marginal ego boost and then come back in and play a Harris Andrews? No, he needs to find form at the top level. We need to persist. So it's good to have Jack Hayes back because I think he takes some weight off King's shoulders. But this is the week where King, needs to stand up and needs to hit the scoreboard and be aggressive. So, and the last time, a couple of times we played Hawthorn, Sicily's killed us. We always let Sicily do whatever the hell he wants. We can't allow that. I think he's probably averaging the most marks. He's only averaging 6.6 marks per game this season. You look at Josh Battle, he's averaging 8. So James Sicily's averaging 6. Generally speaking, we'll allow him to take 18 to 20 marks in this game. We can't allow that because that just hurts. It just hurts us. It means that the ball's not going into the 50 and staying in there long enough for us to maybe impact the scoreboard. And that means they rebound. And Hawthorn are pretty quick on the rebound. So the more ball James Sicily gets under no pressure, which is uncontested marks, the better Hawthorn are and the more likely they are to cause us problems down the other end and be in the game with a chance to win. So I think if we can negate James Sicily, that means that our forwards are doing their job. The ball's either coming to ground or we're just kicking goals and Sicily can't even get into the game. So that's critical for us. I think Tim Membry, mate, this is another big week. There's a couple of forwards there that need to stand up. The back line, I think their forward line's not too bad, but they are missing, I think they're missing Mitch Lewis. They've got players there that are trying to, I guess, plug a gap in the absence of some of their outs. But Luke Bruce, I think he's a definite in this week. And we know, I think last year in one of the games he kicked 5 and he torched Jimmy Webster. So there's like certain players in this team where you're like, we need to take care of them. James Sicily's one. Bruce is another. There's certain players that just generally play well against us, and we just can't allow that in this game because that'll just make it very difficult to win. And we need the win. We need to win the next 2 in my eyes. We needed to beat North. We did that. We need to beat Hawthorn, and we need to beat Fremantle. And I'll tell you what, both teams, they're in pretty good form. So we do need to play better than what we did against North. Absolutely we do. Hawthorn torched North a few weeks ago. And we just can't allow a sniff. We've started slow. Just as a thing that I want to see, I just want to see us start well. I just want to see us start the game well. Go into quarter time. I want to see 4 or 5 goals on the board. I don't want to see it be 1 goal to 3, 2 goals to 3 their way. Because then that's just the same old and we're chasing again and we're trying to, I guess, implant our stamp on the game. Let's do it from the first 5 minutes. We need to do that. And especially away from home, I'm excited to see how we go. We haven't played it, I think, at UTAS in a while, so I won't be getting down, but I'll be watching from home. And I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a good opportunity for us. Hawthorn are in good form. Hopefully we're finding our feet now with players coming back and we get the 4 points. Because if we do, then it sets up a very, very big game the following Saturday night at Marvel against Fremantle. But we'll focus on this game first. So comment your thoughts, Saners. Let me know how you're feeling. Who are the ins? Who are the outs? And your predictions, your gut feel. And I'll respond to the comments when I can. But yeah, I'll see you after the game for my live review. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.